everyone, I am T-Rex, and today I am doing my review for No Time to Die. It's been a while and I haven't been able to see it as fast as I would like to. I wanted to see this movie right as it came out, but life just didn't really allow me to do that, so I got to see it yesterday. So this review is really late, but I really want to talk about No Time to Die. This is going to be spoiler free, but man, I have a lot of ideas and thoughts that I had about this movie. I just want to talk about them with you guys. So here's my review for No Time to Die. First off, I really like this movie. I think this movie was a really good James Bond finish movie. Like, it was a good finale for Daniel Craig's run on James Bond. And in my next video is going to be me ranking all 5 of his movies. And honestly, I thought he had a really good tenure. I thought most of he had a really high highs, a few lows, but overall really good. And I thought No Time to Die was a fantastic finale for that entire run. Another thing that I absolutely love is his progression. I love how in Casino Royale we start with a Bond that's like very new and hasn't done anything, and by the time we get to No Time to Die, he's this James Bond who finally is like full Bond. He has the gadgets, the jokes, and he's fighting things on a world scale. This is definitely the biggest Bond Daniel Craig has ever done, like the biggest mission his character has ever gone on. But man, I thought it worked really well. I really liked how big and huge it was. I felt like it was a really good way for James Bond, Daniel Craig, to go on his final great, like, last movie, to go on a huge scale battle and an awesome last mission. Next up, I think the characters were just absolutely fantastic. I think Daniel Craig is great. I don't remember his girlfriend's name.
I think you're a sexist, misogynist dinosaur.
I know the actress. She's Léa Seydoux. I probably destroyed that. I thought she was way better in this than she was in Spectre. Rami Malek, I'll talk about him later as the villain in this movie. Blofeld from Spectre also was great, and all the supporting cast like MQ, Marty Penny, they were all just great in this movie. All the characters that return are really good, and I'll talk about the villain more towards the end. Next up, the action. I thought the action was superb. I thought that they did really good here. It felt really big and just way bigger than anything he's ever done before. And people might have an issue that it might not be as spy-ish. Sometimes it feels like just a really different type of action movie. I'm really into that. I haven't seen any of the James Bonds other than the Daniel Craig ones, so this I just loved. I love the type of action they did. I love the world they set up. I thought it was really cool action, and it were in way different locations. This is probably the most rich in variety and locations in any of the Daniel Craig Bond movies. I thought it was really cool, the action that they did. There's this one stairwell fight that everyone's talking about, and for good reason. It's incredible. He's like diving behind bodies, like absorbing like bullets through people. It was really cool, and the action here hasn't really been matched since like Casino Royale or Skyfall. It was really that good. Also, speaking of the variety of locations, this is the biggest globe-trotting Bond movie Daniel Craig's done. I think it really works here. I thought he was really good, and I love how much different places we get to go. And it really helps that we have a really long runtime. This movie is long, boys. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes. It is a long movie. And I don't think it needs to be as long as it is, but having that longer runtime really allows us to get things really fleshed out for the characters. And it really allows for everything to get really nicely wrapped up at the end. So I think it was good they had a longer runtime. That said, let me talk about the pacing. So, the pacing in the beginning of the movie is near perfect. I think that every scene is like really important and really good. And I think the ending is killer. Everything that happens in the third act, which I won't spoil, is really good. That said, in the middle, there is about 5 to 10 minutes that it doesn't really need. I mean, this is a perfect potty break stop. And I think I can always tell when there's a little bit of pacing that doesn't need to be in there. When you feel that you can go to the bathroom in the middle of the movie, that's when you're like, ooh, I don't know if they really needed this, if I could use the bathroom halfway through it, you know? So I think the pacing struggles a little and kind of brings it down because the middle is kind of, it's fine. But the beginning is explosive and awesome, and the ending is, ooh, it's good, man. It's solid. And let's talk about that ending without spoilers. That third act might be one of the best third acts that Daniel Craig's James Bond has ever gone through. Is it better than the ending of Skyfall? No, I don't think it hits that much of a high note, but I think it's better than any of the other third acts in any of them. I think it's better in Casino Royale's third act, and man, what an ending and conclusion it is. I absolutely adored the ending. That said, we gotta talk about the villain, because James Bond villains are huge, and especially in Daniel Craig's run, he's got a lot of good villains, and I think the villain in this is played by Rami Malek. I forgot his name. It starts with like an S. Like, it's not Silva. Siphon. That's his name. Siphon. He was fine. I don't know if he really lived up to what I thought he could be. He was really freaky in the first scene. Why did he? But like, he never gets that scariness ever again. I think he's a perfectly forgettable villain. He's not bad. He's not great. He's not Le Chiffre. He's not Silva. Heck, I think even Blofeld, even for the stupid things like being his stepbrother, in this movie, Blofeld is scarier than him at points. So I think he's fine, but, you know, he really is good in what the story needs him to be. This is crazy. I hate the world, so I'm going to try to do things to it, you know? I'm trying to keep this spoiler free, and it's a little hard. Anyways, I thought he was fine, but, you know, for the final villain, you could have wanted something more. So, my thoughts on No Time to Die as a whole. I thought this was an amazing conclusion and a really great send-off to this Daniel Craig's run as James Bond. I think the action is amazing. It's got a really great movie the entire way through. The characters are all likable. That said, there's a little bit in the middle that probably could have gotten rid of. You didn't really need all that. And I think that the villain left a little to be desired. But that said, it ends you with an impact that you're either going to love, like me, I absolutely loved it, or you might think, this is weird, this isn't James Bond to me. To me, this is perfect. This is a perfect way to end the series, and I absolutely loved it. So, this movie isn't perfect for me, but I thought it was a really great time, and I'm going to say that No Time to Die was great. And if I'm going to give it a score out of 10, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. But this movie was really interesting, and I think it's going to be a little bit divisive. Not as much as like Last Jedi, but people I've seen online really like what they did, and also really didn't like what they did as well. So I'd be really interested. What did you guys think of No Time to Die down below? I'd love to hear down below in the comment section. My next video is going to be the 5 Daniel Craig James Bonds ranked, and I'm really excited to see how that turns out, because my opinions might be a little surprising. I know that my favorite isn't usually the favorite for people, so I'm excited to show that. Anyways, when my next video comes out, I'll see you then. Bye.